We welcome you back to Las Vegas, Nevada. We're at the Orleans Arena here in Vegas. This is the second day, second round of the West Coast Conference Tournament. It'll be the San Diego Torreros and the Santa Clara Broncos. Let's take a look at the brackets. We've already had the top half filled, at least for today, with Pepperdine moving on to play USF. Now it'll be Santa Clara and San Diego. San Diego a winner last night. Santa Clara comes in here on a pretty good roll themselves. And hi again, everybody. Barry Tompkins once more, my partner, Dan Belwamity. And what you got here, Dan, really is a veteran team in San Diego, senior-laden team, and you got a freshman and sophomore-laden team in Santa Clara.
Yeah, young team with Santa Clara. And you know, we talked about Santa Clara. They didn't get off to a very good start this year, but they have really improved, and they're playing very good basketball. You're going to see some tremendous young players for Santa Clara, but the Toreros are solid. They have great guards. They've got Isaiah Pinheiro, and they're a team that can beat you any time out.
Yeah, and I think you can make a pretty good argument for the fact that Isaiah Pinheiro may be the best senior in the West Coast Conference.
Well, he's a magnificent all-around player. I mean, you look at Pinheiro, and he gives you a look inside with his power and his strength, and I really love the way he can face the basket and score. But he's and you know, by the way, with Pinheiro, he's very unselfish. He doesn't look to force it and has that ability to run the floor. He's an all-conference guy and been very solid. I like this guy right here, Taj Edey. He's had some huge games for Santa Clara. He's only a sophomore, but he's the go-to guy for the Broncos when they're in any kind of trouble. Edey is a guy that's really difficult to guard, and he can shoot it from deep. He can break you down on the dribble. It's an outstanding young backcourt for Santa Clara.
Yeah, and as to San Diego, they have a very simple team philosophy. With more on that, here's the third member of our broadcast team, Sammy O'Brien. Sammy?
Well, thanks, Barry. And this San Diego team, senior-heavy San Diego team, is truly living moment to moment. After their win over Portland yesterday, just less than 24 hours ago, they took some time to enjoy that win, just a few minutes, had a little dance party. Senior Isaiah Pinheiro said they enjoyed it, but then hit the reset button very quickly to get ready for Santa Clara, kind of like an accelerated WCC play, if you will. Head coach Sam Scholl added in the post-game presser yesterday saying, outside of having to think to pack for 6 days, we are legitimately taking it one game at a time. Barry?
All right, the next time comes right now. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by University Credit Union. Bank with your brain. For the Toreros, Tyler Williams, very effective player. Quiet guy, good player. Olin Carter, the guard, senior, great shooter. Isaiah Wright takes care of the basketball. Great distributor, can score. Isaiah Pinheiro, we talked about him. And the blue-collar guy, the lunch bucket guy, is Alex Floresca. Came up big last night. For the Santa Clara Broncos, it'll be Trey Wirtz, just a freshman. Taj Edey, about who we spoke. Joseph Vrankic, he is just a sophomore and a big-time player. Josh Martin, he's a graduate transfer. And Giuliano, fortunately, I don't have to say that name very much because he goes by Willie Caruso, just a freshman out of Naples, Italy. And that's the way the Broncos will start. Two talented teams. You know, we talk about the fact that the Toreros are the senior-laden team, but when it comes to coaching, it's Herb Sendek who is the senior. Been at Arizona State, been at North Carolina State, been at Miami, has won in every place.
Yeah, he was big. He was the head coach by the name of Ohio when he was 30. And, you know, Herb has done an outstanding job at every place he's been. By the way, he did coach a guy named James Harden, didn't he, at Arizona State? He was good.
He did, yes.
I think he's good. And, yes, he is.
And Sam Scholl, at 41 years old, in his first head coaching job, and he's done a really nice job here in his first year at San Diego.
I kind of like the dance party. That little dance party after the game.
Yeah. And the coach, I'm sure, participated.
Well, let's face it, it's a great opportunity for Sam Scholl. He's got a senior-laden team. But, you know, I'm sure they're on the recruiting trail, and they've got a solid program. And as Sammy said, they're taking it one game at a time. And they've got outstanding guard play, do the Toreros. And when you got a guy like Pinheiro, you know, he's an equalizer. So this should be an outstanding game.
I think so, too. This is Vrankic. Vrankic got underneath and was forced out. So a turnover on the first possession. There is Wright. Wright's kind of the quarterback of this team. Not Carter. Floresca comes up from the high post. All right. Kick out for Pinheiro, hit the baseline. So each team turns it over.
I think each team kind of feeling their way along here because 2 unforced turnovers to start the game by each club.
So Wirtz will run this down. Wirtz just a freshman and a very talented freshman.
Well, these teams only played once this year, and of course Santa Clara won that game.
Caruso to the basket, comes up a little short. Here comes Pineda. Pineda leading the break, goes behind the back, waits for help, and gets it in the form of Williams.
I think Willie Caruso thought he got fouled on that play because he was barking a little bit at the official. Tremendous high to low pass. You know, you talked about Isaiah Wright, and you talked about the quarterback issue and how he sees the floor. Beautifully done high to low, and they definitely look for Pinheiro around the basket, and he's a big-time finisher.
Martin has to run back and retrieve this. Martin, a graduate transfer from Cal Poly.
Started in Minnesota,
yes,
Barry, and he's a highly recruited guy. And he's a good rebounder, but he's also a guy that can make shots.
Got 3 on the shot.
Yeah, got to get it up. Got to get it up.
Edey gets it up. Could not get it to go. Tough shot. Floresca clears. Up top, Floresca. He can make that, but not this time. Martin the rebound. So both teams just kind of settling down here.
Yeah, Trey Wirtz, to me, this year has been really an intriguing player because I don't see him as a true point guard, but he's adapted to the role. He's done a beautiful job of directing, and, by the way, he could score. So this has been a really an uplifting year for Trey Wirtz. See that pass inside? That was beautifully done.
No question. Frankish can't get the shot to go, but he will go to the free throw line.
Look at that high to low, and look at that pass by Isaiah Wright. You know, he really sees the floor, and he had all kinds of time. There wasn't much pressure on the ball that time, but that was a beautiful bounce pass with inside of traffic.
So Frankish at the line, just a sophomore, 75% on the year.
And Frankish just had a big year. His dad played professionally in Europe, so he's been around basketball his whole life. He came back rededicated this year. Kind of felt his way along last year. I thought he had a good freshman year, but he's really elevated from last year to this year.
Listen to both, but Martin is going to give the Broncos another chance here. This is Edey, worked on by Carter. Now Frankish up top, lost the handle, picked up by Williams. Williams tried to get across court to Carter and does. Carter for 3, missed everything. Martin the rebound. Swatted away by Williams. Great job by Williams. Got all ball from behind, and now we got a whistle. I'm not sure what this.
Well, I don't know if it's a shot clock issue because the jumper from the corner hit nothing. So Vern Harris stopped the action right away. So it may be a shot clock. I think they're going to give him a reset of the shot clock because it's going to be a possession and then back to San Diego. So they're going to get 28. It went all the way down to about 17 seconds. So they're going to get a full 28.
Pinheiro for 3. Had a good look, but could not get it. Edey the rebound.
I don't think the Toreros can pitch a shutout. I don't think so. But Santa Clara has really not gotten any motion here to start the game.
No, they haven't. It's so rare, though, in college basketball, a shutout.
No, yeah, it is rare. No, we haven't seen one in a while.
No.
We haven't even seen a forfeit, have we?
No. Edey, tough shot off the right side. And Masalski gets it out of there. Masalski down low, underneath. Caruso got a hand on it, but it winds up in Carter's hands, and he scores. And one.
And foul. This guy's got a high work ethic, this Olin Carter III. And there again, a beautiful bounce pass inside and the block. But look at Carter. Just opportunistic around the ball, strength and power going to the rim. It's a terrific backcourt they have here at the Toreros. I mean, when you've got Isaiah Wright, Nolan Carter III, you've got something in the backcourt.
Carter converts a three-point play. Makes it a 5-0 game. Finn Sullivan comes into the San Diego lineup. Carter will leave.
Finn got a lot of playing time when Carter got hurt. So, he's a guy that's used to being out there in clutch situations. And by the way, a good perimeter player also.
So here's Wirtz, the freshman. Goes to the basket, comes up a little short. Frankic gets it back. Now back up top to Edey. Martin, open trade. Just everything. Pinheiro gets it out of there for San Diego. Williams was in rhythm, gives it back to Wright for three, a little short. Masowski over the top, and Caruso fight for the rebound. Jump ball call. Arrow is going to be San Diego's. We'll take a timeout. 15:32 remaining to be played. The Toreros with a shutout so far, 5-0. We're coming back to Las Vegas. Basketball champion. Great tasting coffee backed by 150 years of roasting expertise. Welcome back. We talked about a shutout, never seen it, but it's been 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 4.5, 0 for 5 from the field are the Broncos. And I mean, it's not that the Toreros are lighting it up on their end, but they sure have that 5-0 lead, the ball out of bounds.
At the elbow, Carter couldn't get that one to go.
Of course, one of the issues, Barry, for the Broncos early, 3 turnovers, no field goals. And they may get a foul here on Masowski. So knowing Herb Sendek, I'll guarantee you that the deck will be shuffled soon.
No question. Jaderstrom comes into the ballgame replacing Caruso. Keyshawn Justice also in the game for the first time.
Yeah, Jaderson is effective facing the basket. So, look for him. They'll try to run screens, and if he's open on the outside, he can face and shoot.
Frankic trying to back Pinheiro down. Had to force a shot up. It's no good. And here come the Toreros again. Carter to Wright. Now Pinheiro. Clear out for Pinheiro. Spin move. Great block from behind by Frankic.
Tremendous play by Frankic, just to deflect and really regain possession.
How about Eddie changing direction only to have Masowski block the shot? There's Carter.
See if they run a little high screen and roll and let Wright come off. And They've got Masowski in there if they can find it, but good recovery that time by Frankage.
And your point is well taken. Santa Clara San Diego not exactly lighting it up.
No, they're
either.
not. They've had a great opportunity. Well, now it's 7-0. They've had a great opportunity to run this to maybe 15-0.
Couldn't do it. But it is 7-0, and we are now 6 minutes into the game, and the Broncos yet to score. There's Wirtz. A lot of that is attributed to good defense being played by San Diego. Frankage down low, working on Pinheiro. Pinheiro not taking a backward step. Now Edey, 2 on a shot clock. Wirtz long 3, missed everything. That's a shot clock violation. Here comes Sullivan. Now Pinheiro. Pinheiro really frustrating Frankage on the offensive end.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to go to Pinheiro more and more. You know, it's right on the top, but Pinheiro, Masowski screening. But look, I thought that time he looked for Masowski, but a little bit late.
Here's Edey. And Edey is cut off nicely. Now Wirtz back up top. Edey, good look for 3. Not going to happen. And that's going to be a foul underneath.
I cannot remember a Santa Clara team shooting it as poorly as this Bronco team has started. They're 0 of 10. And quite frankly, of the 10, 3 never hit the rim.
Yes,
I mean, there's been some air balls going on. And I've heard Herb Sendek saying, hey, wait a minute, guys. I mean, we're only down 7. It's not the end of the world.
It's true.
Here. So, but let's take a deep breath and just get a little rhythm and get some confidence.
Yeah, they haven't had what you would really call a good shot. I don't believe in this game. There's Martin, draws a crowd. Misses the shot, gets it back, forced it up, and a foul. Martin working hard, been good on the boards.
Yeah, he's very good on the boards. And, you know, the one thing about Floresca, you notice how he defends. He's got that verticality. He does not lean in normally, and he just holds position. He's not going for shot blocks, but he's entitled to that position. So if that's Floresca, that's his second personal foul.
And the first point of the ball game, and kind of a derisive cheer from the crowd.
The crowd's cheering.
Yeah. One out of 2 for Martin. Sullivan the rebound. That missed by Pinheiro, and it's going to be out of bounds to San Diego off of Martin's hands. Sam Scholl going to his bench early.
Ferguson in there also. And Ferguson, another guy that could shoot outside.
He did not play in the game yesterday.
No, he did not.
So Pinheiro will bring it up top. Now Ferguson, guarded by Jaderston. Skip pass for Williams. Williams missed the 3. Rebound to Caruso. So I got to say, the Toreros are sure waiting.
Yeah, they are waiting for him. And I would think Edey is really a go-to guy for Santa Clara, and I think he may have to try to dominate the ball a little bit and see if he can create some shots. So I thought the Toreros might have had an opportunity there in the open court.
Pinheiro for 3. He can make it, but he doesn't.
Nobody has made shots from the outside. I mean, that's been a consistent theme.
They're playing with the small baskets
right.
again, I think.
Not like the first game.
No.
The first game, nobody missed a shot.
Here's Jaderston. Jaderston not a back-to-the-basket player as a rule. And that's going to be out of bounds to Santa Clara. 11:40 remaining. Santa Clara still looking for its first field goal. It's a 7-1 ball game. I think they're going to the bullpen. We'll be back.
each other was back on January 3rd, the first game of WCC play. Yesterday, talking to Isaiah Pinheiro, he said, what I remember of the game is that we had a lot of turnovers, 20 to be exact. We got down 25-5 to start the game, very much so unlike this game. He said we need to match their aggression from the start. And after the second half yesterday in the win over Portland, Pinheiro said our defense, that's what's got to get us through this tournament. Barry?
All right, thanks very much, Sammy. Well, that first game, Taj Eddy had 30 points. Edie, rather, had 30 points.
Well, I've seen Edie. He can put up big numbers. So Edie is a guy that can do a lot of damage. The Broncos, unbelievably, Barry, 0 for 12 from the field.
It is hard to believe.
Yeah, it is hard to believe.
Here's Wirtz, the floater, and there's the first
Here
score.
we go. Yeah, that's the bad news. They're 1 of 13. The good news, they're only down 4 points.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. So I mean, no question, the Toreros waited for him, and Santa Clara's got a golden opportunity here if they could just stay hot a little bit now and keep the flow going, make a few shots. I mean, they can even get right back in the lead.
They get a turnover there. Wirtz got in the air, and I think Masalski bailed him out. Well, let's see, was it Masalski? No, I think they're going to get Isaiah right with this foul. I think Isaiah saying, I wasn't there. Here's Martin. Now Justice.
Yeah, Justice is a scorer. He's come in off the bench and had some big games. That was a beautiful move.
Sure was.
There's another young guy, though, than Justice. You haven't talked much about him. But Justice is somebody who's had some huge games for Santa Clara, and he's kind of a slasher, and he can create his own shot.
You saw it right there. He had a mismatch, and he just took Carter to the basket. Pinheiro in traffic.
Wow.
Shot and one.
Now, that was powerful by Isaiah Pinheiro. And here you take a look at Keyshawn Justice, who, he's good off the bounce, and he could take it in. And here's Mr. Power himself with the left hand. So it's really hard to believe that he didn't play any basketball in high school. He was a football guy. He ended up going to Shasta Junior College, then to Portland State, then he transferred here to the University of San Diego, and maybe he's got a football career.
You know what?
I mean,
stranger things have happened.
Right. Although I got to think he's also got a basketball career ahead of him.
Yeah, I think he does too.
Yeah, sure.
I mentioned yesterday, very proud of his Puerto Rican heritage, and wants to play for the Puerto Rican national team.
So, they're trying to get the ball here to Frankic inside. They do, beautifully done. And because Frankic is a big target. So if you front Frankic, he's smart enough to say, okay, go ahead, and he'll pin you, and they'll go right over the top. Again, that was well done by Santa Clara.
And Edie back in the ball game now for Herb Sendek. I'm sure Herb just sat and said, watch the game, get in the flow of the game from the bench, and when you get back, do what you do. Meantime, Williams doing what he does.
Yeah, he does it. We talked about Williams a lot, but he's the glue to this team. He can make threes. He's an excellent defender. Rarely makes mistakes.
Here's Wirtz. Now Frankic again going to the basket. A little hard that time. Pinheiro the rebound.
Oh, that was a nice behind the back, wasn't it, by Pinheiro?
Carter comes across, gives it up to Pinheiro. Now back up top to right. Maselski draws a crowd.
Yeah, they may get Caruso. And there was a crowd around Masalski, and he was looking for an open guy, but he was fouled.
Second personal foul. So,
yeah, Frankic picks up 2, so
he's going to have to come out.
Yeah, and that's a big blow to Santa Clara. I remember against University of San Francisco, I think in both games, he had 26. He's a high scorer for this team.
Williams, 5 seconds. Could not get it in. So 9:20 remaining. It's a 6-point game. Low scoring would be an understatement, I think. Jaderston, look out. A little hard.
That's his shot.
It is. Yeah.
He's a big man, but he can shoot the rock from outside. He loves to face up, and if you give him that shot, he can knock it down.
Now they're going to switch. He's right. Pinheiro. Pinheiro leaves in the corner. Carter can't get the three. Wasowski over the top, tipped it to Wirtz. Here come the Broncos.
It's a good job by the Toreros to get back. You know, they set their defense and make sure that you force the other team to set up in the half court and not give them anything in the open court.
So Wirtz going to reset here. Cut off nicely by Carter. Good job defensively by Carter. Here's Edey. Turnaround.
Wright's doing a good job on Edey. He's playing him hard without the ball.
Well, it's senior playing up against a sophomore. Pinheiro started to face up. Williams stepped in. Now a skip pass for Carter. Carter floater, too hard, and a foul.
And it's going to be Carter.
Yep.
On the charge, and a good job by Caruso to get in his way. Actually, I thought the Toreros passed up 2 or 3 shots, and then Carter forced the action a little bit. Santa Clara recovered. Nice job defensively.
7:47 remaining first half, 13-7, San Diego. $7:47 remaining first half. Watch live games, get scores, stats, news, and more. Download the free West Coast Conference app today from iTunes or Google Play. The brand new WCC Sports app now available for Apple and Android tablets and smartphones.
Barry, guess what? There's been 14 three-point attempts by both teams. How many makes?
You want me to guess?
Take a guess.
I know, I got it in front of me.
Yeah.
One. Yes.
By both clubs. So, and we know both these teams, you know, can shoot the ball from the outside, but well, talk about getting off to a slow start.
How about 8 of 34 overall combined? Well, steal by Williams, but he stepped on the baseline. So Santa Clara will keep it 14 on the shot clock.
Can't move now on the out of bounds. Make sure you're stationary if you're Wirtz. He's doing a good job.
Got to get it in, and he finally does. Now Wirtz 10 on the shot clock. Wirtz up top, Caruso for 3, and he got it.
Why not? He's a good shooter.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about Willie Caruso. He's from Naples, Italy, and you know, he kind of got off to a slow start this year, but, you know, he's come on. I mean, he's going to be an excellent player before his career's finished at Santa Clara.
Yeah, another guy with a lot of international experience, and that's something that not everybody gets.
Shot clock winding down. You get a good look at Caruso. And if you're Masowski, now you got to come out and guard him because, you know, now they haven't made many shots on the outside. I realize that, but Caruso looked good shooting that one.
That's Williams from the corner. Had a good look. And
now they're rolling.
Yeah, it paid off.
I mean, these are two teams, Barry. They're kind of man-to-man oriented, not much zone out of either club, and they're going to come right at you. You know, it's going to be a lot of half-court basketball.
Well, Herb Sednick and I think Sam Scholl, too, they both like half-court basketball.
They do. They do. They want to, you know, and you would think the Toreros, you know, they got a veteran team. They're going to get a foul off the ball. Are they going to get a foul on Wirtz?
I think they got Wirtz.
Yeah, Wirtz gave it up, but again, USD, you know, good position. Now watch Wirtz give it up. And was it defender Williams outside the restraint? Looked like he was.
So
you harken over and over again, Barry. Can't take it to the basket in college basketball without somebody stepping in your way. It always happens.
True. Here's another turnover. 3-on-3 now. Wirtz spins into the lane. Now we back it out. And Caruso's got a mismatch.
Yeah,
calling for
right
the ball.
there. It's right there.
Gonna get a foul from behind.
Yeah, here's Caruso. You get a great look at it. He's right there, and they're trying to get the ball high to low to get him inside. He was being guarded by Carter. And I give the Broncos credit. You know, they recognized, and they did make the effort to get it in there, and they did draw the foul.
7th team foul, so 1-1. First one goes. Well, while you watch West Coast Conference action, join the conversation using hashtag WCC Hoops. And for the latest news, scores, and more, follow WCC Hoops on Twitter. So Caruso will have a second. Got to make this a 4-point game. He's short with the second. Sullivan gets it out of there.
Caruso shoots a fadeaway from the foul line.
He does.
He definitely moves back.
There's Pinheiro. In the corner, Freeman. Now Sullivan. Sullivan tried to trap Sullivan, give it up to Pinheiro to the basket, trying to get around Jaderson, and couldn't do it, but he did draw the foul.
Well, this is what Isaiah Pinheiro brings to the table. They try to direct the offense through Pinheiro, and we know he could shoot outside, but his strength is attack. Go to the rim, try to draw fouls, score right around the 10, and he does a great job every game.
Clangs that one. Pinheiro, 81% at the free throw line, so doesn't clang too many of them.
No, he's a double-double waiting to happen. You know, he's a guy that puts up, you know, almost 20 and 10 every game.
16 double-doubles on the season. So 6-point ball game. 5.5 minutes remaining first half.
You know, Ferguson getting a lot of playing time, isn't he? And number 14, there he is trying to defend on the outside.
Just a little long, but Caruso got a hand on it, then lost it, then got it back, and we're going to get a reach-in foul, I think, on Williams. Now it's on Ferguson. They'll put Caruso back at the free throw line.
Yeah, I'd like to see him stay on the line and lean forward a little bit. He's got a tendency to fade away on almost every free throw.
Caruso gets the first, cuts the lead to 5.
it's got to be a win-win for the Broncos if they could go in at halftime. You know, if they're down 3 or 4, I mean, they're only down 5 now with 5 minutes to go. I mean, they could take the lead if they get going. But,
absolutely.
you know, if they're close at all, I mean, you would think in the second half they can't shoot it any worse than they did in the first half.
There's that fall away again, but he gets it to go. Right, got a little space. Could not get the shot to go, and Jaderson ran him over.
Well, they let Isaiah Wright from the top of the key. You know, they set a screen for him, and he turned the corner. And you talk about that, I talk about that a lot, but if you allow guys to turn the corner with the ball and head into space, you know, something's good going to happen if he's allowed to get in the lane.
Right, second shot is no good, rolls off the right side.
It's amazing to me, you know, just watching the first half, and I've seen Santa Clara a few times, that Trey Wirtz and Taj Edey, you know, Wirtz has been okay, but Edey has got going, not much production from not much production from anywhere, as a matter of fact.
No, that's true. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the 2 guards for Santa Clara have a combined 2 points. And Pinheiro just lost the handle that time.
Good job by Jaderson, though, on that move. They like to kind of slip screen Pinheiro in there. And Jaderson, to his credit, position, nice job to take the baseline away.
Well, you know, I think it's interesting that Jaderson's getting a lot of minutes because of foul trouble for Frankich. And if Santa Clara can stay within 4 or 5
obviously
points,
it's a big plus. You get Frankich back, you know, and you don't have to bring him back in. You know, you got him with a couple fouls to start the second half. Shot clock now winding down.
Yep, Wirtz. Caruso got 3 on the shot clock. Caruso short with that. Right, the rebound. Good defensive set again by the Toreros. Pinheiro drives on Caruso. Leaves for Sullivan. Sullivan in traffic. Carter up top.
Good job of closing out by the Broncos. And now, you know, you're down to that high screen and roll, and shot clock winding down.
Sullivan from the corner knocks
shoot.
down a 3.
Yeah, good pass, nice penetration, good kick out that time to Finn Sullivan.
So now an 8-point lead for the Toreros. Woods cannot get that one to go either, and the guards for Santa Clara continue to struggle. Wright got all the way to the basket, give it up for Ferguson. Ferguson can't make a 3. Pinheiro down low with a rebound with a follow and a foul.
And that's not an accident that Ferguson's going to shoot it from outside. He's over 50% from three-point range for the year. Now here's the move by Wright, and this is Finn Sullivan. Now he could square up and shoot. That was nice offense that time by the Toreros.
Toreros lead it by 8. It's a 21-13 ball game, 3:24 left. We want to remind you, the W.TV is your home for West Coast Conference action. Visit the W.TV from your browser, smartphone, tablet, or connected TV to watch live out-of-market games for free. The W.TV, all the action, anytime, anywhere. Good look here at as you look at the Bellagio, one of the premier hotels on the Las Vegas Strip. We're just up the road.
We are. And thank you. We are up the road from the Bellagio. There's no doubt about that. A stone's throw, though.
Exactly. Panero rolls that one in, hit every side of the basket. The Santa Clara guards are combined 1 of 9.
Yeah, 1 of 9, and the Santa Clara guards, you know, most of the time are the focal point of the offense, and they need some scoring from the backcourt. So I always thought it was difficult for the Broncos to win if Edey doesn't have a big game. You know, I mean, not a big game, but a solid game. And especially with Frankic, you know, getting in a couple of fouls. Now, you know, if you're Herb Sendek, you're getting him back in the game. He's got 2 fouls, but I don't think he's got any choice. You know, now you're down 10, and you need some offense.
I think a lot of the problems in the guard play for the Broncos are the result of Wright and Carter. Another turnover. Now Wright going to back it out here.
Now Edey is on Pinheiro. See right here, Edey on Pinheiro. So now they switch. Now they get Justice back on him. That was a good defensive move by Santa Clara.
Skip pass for Sullivan. Now Maslowski. Salski, I beg your pardon. There's Wright with 1 second left, and it won't go. And the foul was called, but it might have been a shot clock violation. Bryn Harris had a foul call.
I think your call was right. Now let's see.
Well, he did get it off.
Yeah, it was a charge. I thought the shot was off in time, but I believe it was Wright that was called with the foul.
Another turnover by the Broncos.
A little frustration is setting in with the Broncos. They're kind of not barking at each other, but you could see that, you know, Frankic got his head down, and I'm sure Herb Sendek could live with the first 6-7 minutes. You know, okay, we're off to a bad start, but now, I mean, you only got 2 minutes to go and a half, and it's continued.
And now, if you're Pinheiro, do you take
Why not take it right at him? Absolutely. He's got 2 fouls. You know, and he's guarding, you know, best offensive guy for the Toreros.
Carter can't get it. Frankic the rebound. I'll tell you what, Carter is right in Edey's pocket.
Well, Carter and Brown are good. You know, you made a good point. Not only is Carter and Brown good offensive players, they're excellent at the defensive end.
That came up a little short from Wirtz. Here come the Toreros. They'll push. Got a 4-on-2 here. Sullivan.
Well, the more you see Sullivan, you know, you take a good look at his upside. Not only does he defensive rebound the ball, he gets all the way in transition. Not only does he get in transition, I thought he was going to give it up for a pass. He says, well, I've got an opening, and he just goes ahead and drops it. So that was impressive. So here you get a great look. I think he's taking pass. He's taking pass. Then he said, well, you know, I think I could take it right in. He's got good length, and that was an incredible end-to-end play. But, you know, defensively, if you're Herb Sendek, you're saying, can somebody address the ball and stop the ball? You can't let the guy go from one end to the other end, and nobody is really guarding him. So that's why the quick TO and a little bit of a discussion going on with the Broncos. They got their hands full here. They're going to have to obviously improve their game dramatically to get back in this.
And now an 8-0 run for San Diego has stretched the lead to 12. Santa Clara started out in a scoring drought, and now they're another 3 minutes and 52 seconds without a point.
And what's you know, you made this point. What's noticeable is, you know, the Broncos really haven't had many great open shots. You know, good looks. You say, oh, well, that was a wide open. I mean, they've had a few. But the Toreros are doing a beautiful job defending. Boy, look at them. They're just jumping out on Warts or hustling all over the floor.
Pinheiro cuts Frankich off. Frankich, tough shot, count it, and one.
Well, I think prior to that, they may get either a hook on Frankich or he went out of bounds.
You are right.
He may have stepped out of bounds.
David Hall with the call on the baseline. Let's watch.
All right, there's the position. Yeah, he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
Barely stepped out, and the official was right on the play. Would have been a tremendous shot, though. I
sure
mean,
would have.
He made a heck of a shot in there.
In the meantime, now it's over 4 minutes without a basket. And I'm sure Herb Sendek is thinking it can't get worse than this.
Well, it can't, but you know, if you're Santa Clara, it's time to really put the brakes on. I mean, his guys are going to have to defend now in a half court and see if they can find a way, you know, to get a few scores before the half. I think, you know, if you're the University of San Diego, now's the time you really want to put it in Pinheiro's hand. That you can maybe draw a foul, you can lengthen your lead, but I would say Isaiah Pinheiro's your key guy here coming out of this timeout.
So Santa Clara's managed only 13 points in the first 18 minutes and 46 seconds of the first half.
Now see if they bring Pinheiro to the ball.
Instead, they moved Masalski without the ball.
Boy, that was a great shot. I can't believe Masalski missed it. That was well done.
But again, look how well the Toreros get back on defense. Here's Justice. Now Edie. Another turnover.
Well, they get Edie. Looks like to me they get Edie with a push off with his left hand. Look at the shot that Masalski got just on the quick. Warts really didn't make any contact, and Masalski just missed an easy one inside, and then Edie pushes off. So another golden opportunity for the Toreros to lengthen their lead. Still think that Pinheiro's your guy here.
Well, here he is. Just step back Trey. Didn't go down. Woods with a rebound. Santa Clara, Dan, has 4 field goals in the half.
Yeah, incredible. 4 field goals in the first half for the Broncos.
And they're going to play for, obviously, play for the last shot.
It's going to be screen and roll. Well, that's not. I thought it was going to be screen and roll. And here it is again. See if Wirtz can get something.
Wirtz goes all the way to the basket. Almost turned it over. Edie gets it back and a whistle.
They're going to get a kick ball. Yep. So it should be back out of bounds to Santa Clara.
With 3.9 seconds remaining in the half.
Wright doing a good job of face guarding Edie, trying to keep the ball away from him, and Wirtz is trying to go after it. Okay, now you got to make it happen now.
Long tray by Wirtz, and he got it.
How about it?
They can't make a shot when they got a really good look.
Like that? I mean, is that unbelievable? Well, Sam Scholl's going, I can't believe that. But did Santa Clara need that score?
Boy, did they. That's their 5th field goal of the half. It's their still, even with that shot, their lowest output in a half this year. They had 17 against Gonzaga. Look at this shot. Maybe more of that in the second half. What
maybe
do you think?
more fadeaways from 30 in the second half.
I think that's it. Let's go to Sammy right now. She's with Sam Scholl. Sammy?
Well, Coach, that strong defense clearly folding over from the game yesterday. What do you credit that to?
Just being the aggressors. You know, pass to pass, dribble to dribble. We're being really aggressive and dictating our defensive identity.
And in order to enable a win here in the second half, you're going to have to hold off a young, fresh Santa Clara team. How do you do that?
Just continuing to do that and just having a great identity on the defensive end, focusing on pass to pass, being in the right spot, and being very aggressive.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much, Sammy, and thank you to Sam Scholl. Identity, and that's what he's trying to do with the San Diego team. And right now, you know what? They have one. They lead it at the intermission by 9 points. It's a 25-16 ball game. Kind of a sloppy first half, but I think the Toreros will likely take it. Halftime coming up. We welcome you back. It is halftime here at the Orleans Arena in Las Vegas. San Diego taking on Santa Clara in second round action of this WCC tournament. Earlier this week, Dan, the WCC announced its men's first team, and you can make a case for any one of these guys. Isn't it interesting? 4 guys who play in Spokane.
Yeah, 4 guys from Gonzaga, and well-deserved. I mean, some outstanding players, though. Yoli Childs had a big year. Bateman, unbelievable, leads the league in steals. And, of course, you talked about all the Gonzaga players. They were just sensational. So, it's quite an all-league team. Frankie Ferrari from San Francisco, the great Jordan Ford, who had a big year for St. Mary's.
And we're watching James Bateman right now. And then, of course, later on today, we will see Colby Ross and Isaiah Pinheiro. So that's the way it goes on the All-Star team. Don't go away. When we come back, we'll show you some players and coaches who enjoy their downtime in Las Vegas.
Go zip lining, so how are you feeling?
A little bit nervous, but we got some experience from our, our summer trip to Costa Rica. But this one's going to be a little different because we're going head first. So you're in the great city of Las Vegas, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hope to see you on the other side.
I hope so too. Oh, dude.
So, Coach, you made it. Just got done off the Slotzilla. How you feeling?
It was fun. It was fun. It was great to kind of see Vegas through a different kind of a bird's eye view. So it was a really, really good time.
Yeah.
Really good time.
I mean, you're pretty high up there. You're going kind of fast. Were you nervous while you were riding it?
A little bit at the beginning, like the first 3 seconds, you're like, oh, all right, this is a little crazy. But after that, you get more comfortable and you get to enjoy the sights and people watch and everything. So it was a lot of fun.
Ziplining, just one of the many ways to have fun in this iconic American city. Don't go away. We'll be back with highlights and stats. West Coast Conference Tournament. The San Diego Torreros ahead of the Santa Clara Broncos, 25-16. That's correct. 25 to 16. I'm Barry. That guy right there is Dan. And every now and then you do a game. We've done a number over the years where you say that game was a work of art. This one, no. This is paint by numbers.
Yeah, it is. You can't sugarcoat it. Really, I didn't think neither team played great. Now, they did do a good job defensively, and I thought USD did what they had to do. But I've seen Santa Clara a number of times. Barry, you've got to shoot the ball a little bit better than the Broncos. So here's my prediction. That Santa Clara is going to come out the second half rejuvenated. They're going to get rolling. They're going to play a lot better. And I think the Toreros will have to kick it in high gear in order to keep them at bay.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers then here in the first half. And they're not very pretty, actually. When the combined turnovers are more than the combined field goals, it's been something of a sloppy half.
Yeah, so you've got between two teams, you've got 17 turnovers, and between two teams, only 13 field goals.
25-16 ball game. There is still 20 minutes of basketball left, and that is the good news. Welcome back. 25-16 ball game as we prepare to start the second half. Sammy O'Brien had an opportunity to talk with the coaches about San Diego and what they need to do. Sammy?
Yeah, Barry, well, the last two halves that the San Diego defense has played have been the best all season long in terms of fewest points. Yesterday in the second half in the win over Portland, 17, and today here at half, 16. San Diego head coach Sam Scholl told me yesterday after the game that obviously this is some great defense, that they're saying a determined defense, and they hear everyone talking all the time, and those are great signs, Barry.
All right, thanks, Sammy. See how Santa Clara gets out of the blocks here in the second half.
Yeah, they got to get out of the blocks fast. I mean, if you're the Broncos, you know, it's time to start performing.
And here's the guy they want to get the ball into his hands and get him off early here. That's Martin, a little hard, but followed by Frankich misses. Third shot misses, and Pinheiro finally gets it. Not to start.
No, not to start. I thought really looked like Willie Caruso actually had a pretty good look at it inside.
Gonna get a foul, and that's gonna go against Caruso away from the ball. He was clutching Floresca.
Well, here's the action inside. Well, there's a hook. You know, definitely there's the foul. So it was a hook, and actually, yeah, looked like Olin Carter was the one who got the foul on the outside. Yeah, I thought it was inside, but Olin Carter got it outside, and Caruso answers back.
Good answer. I thought they called a foul on Caruso.
No. Foul was on Olin Carter, and Olin Carter was a bit surprised. He was on the perimeter, and that was a foul call.
Williams is a little bit short, and a foul on the rebound. And this time they do get Caruso. Third foul on Caruso. Right with a good look.
Yeah, and now everybody's warming up a little bit. Yeah, you got Caruso now with 3 fouls, so this may be an opportunity for the Toreros, you know, to go right at him. Floresca may do something at the offensive end if Caruso's guarding him.
There's Edie. They got a switch here, and a mismatch for Frankich, but Frankich kept it outside. Couldn't make the shot. Wright comes back. It's short off the window, and he gets it back off the hands of Frankich, and it's knocked down by Carter for 3.
Yeah, the other issue for Santa Clara, they're not controlling the defensive glass. I mean, all of a sudden, Torero's getting multiple shots. Got to find a way to block out, get it off the rebound, get it off the glass if you're Santa Clara.
Here's Edie. Edie misses off the left side. Well defended once again.
Well, you get a good look at Olin Carter III. You know, we know he has a high work ethic here. Here's on the missed shot. This is the rebound you have to get. So you don't get that one, and it's kind of tip deflected right back to Carter. And now, all of a sudden, in the second half, those opportunity shots are starting to go in.
So now a 12-point lead with the ball for the Toreros. Here's Williams. Williams goes baseline. Give it up to Pinheiro coming down the lane.
All of a sudden. And that's what Pinheiro can do. I mean, he's a high flyer going all the way to the rim.
And a stop the bleeding timeout called by Herb Sendek here.
I really thought Santa Clara might come out with a different gear in the second half, but it's certainly been the Toreros who've had that second gear. And here's the penetration. It's an 8-0 run by the University of San Diego. Tremendous pass, and get it inside for the dunk by Pinheiro. Good pass. Who'd get it? Of course, it's Williams.
Brought to you in part by University Credit Union. Bank with your brain. Visit us at ucu.org. And by the BYUtv. All the action, anytime, anywhere. Well, the Toreros have stretched the lead to 14 now. Tonight's moment of the game presented by Don Francisco's Coffee. High quality, great roasting coffee, great tasting coffee too, by 150 years of coffee roasting expertise.
Yeah,
Here it is.
Yeah, that's our Don Francisco's moment of the game. And what a play. Tyler Williams gives it up to Isaiah. I can finish it, Pinheiro. And that's a great call, our Don Francisco Coffee moment of the game. So I would say, Barry, this is a pivotal possession.
Absolutely.
I know we got 17 minutes to go in the game, but certainly the Toreros have come out playing really good basketball, and Santa Clara is going to have to answer here. You got Caruso with the 3 fouls, Frankic has 2, but now we need some ball, and Edey really hasn't done much at all.
No, and that's because of Wright. I mean, if you just watch away from the ball for a moment, Wright is just frustrating Edey no end. 2 misses there, and Floresca with a rebound.
I'll say this about the Toreros. They do play tremendous position defense.
They do.
They give you nothing inside. And their guards, as you said, you got Wright, Nolan, Carter. They do play off-the-ball defense well.
Pinheiro tried to go underneath. Frankic got a hand on it. Toreros keep possession. Williams. A little hard. It was almost too easy. And Floresca gives the Toreros a 3rd chance. Wright had an opening. Decided not to take the shot. Now back to Carter. Now Wright up top between the circles. They'll reset.
How many times have we seen Floresca just keep the ball alive and give his team another opportunity?
Yeah, as we said, he's a lunch bucket guy. Still going to remain Toreros' ball. 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Seems like they've been at this end of the floor for the last 2-3 minutes.
Doesn't it?
This is what their 4th opportunity to score.
Carter, short. And this time it's Wirtz getting it out of there. And here he comes end to end, puts it up a little hard and draws a foul.
And I think that's what Santa Clara is going to have to go to. I mean, they can't just walk the ball up the floor. They got to get this game a little bit faster. Let's get in the open court, see if we can get any transition type defense. And here's Trey Wirtz, does a nice job defensively, and then, you know, gets in this transition and gets active going all the way to the rim.
So Wirtz at the free throw line, gets the first. Wirtz 75% at the line. Wirtz's dad, Langston, a sports writer.
Yeah, and you know, he's been around the game for a long time.
Yeah.
Has Trey Wirtz. You know, he's from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah, his dad works for the Charlotte Observer.
Right, so some good basketball. And you know, he's come out here in his first year, and I think really has had an excellent freshman campaign at Santa Clara.
Going to be a good player.
Oh, no doubt.
Good player now.
Yeah, no question. He's going to be he'll be a stalwart for Santa Clara before his career's over.
Absolutely. Tough tray by Wright, and he gets it down. He's had better looks than that, but he's passed up. Now the lead is 15. Caruso. One only. 3 Toreros there for the rebound.
Well, Santa Clara's got the floor spread out around the three-point line. So, you know, they're thinking now to get back in the game, and you got plenty of time, but they're thinking threes.
There's a trap.
No, that's a foul. It looks like Caruso. My recollection, if it's Caruso, it's his 4th.
I think it is. So we'll take a timeout. 15-14 remaining in the game. And the Toreros kind of picking up where they left off at halftime. They lead it by 15. It's a 36-21 ball game, and we're coming back.
Just keep them in Vegas. They're into it, though.
WCC All Access gives you an inside look at the West Coast Conference. You're getting an inside look right there. Insider Access, feature stories, highlights, and more. Don't miss new episodes of WCC All Access, premiering every month. Visit WCCSports.com for upcoming air times in your area. Meantime, San Diego keeping their foot on the gas here, and they lead by 15.
Now it's all about dictating tempo, having right with the ball, playing off of Pinheiro and executing your offense and making sure you get quality shots in each half-court possession.
Wright comes all the way underneath, still has the ball, comes back, fall-away shot.
I wonder what play that was. Was that the Isaiah Wright, I think I'll take it,
I believe so.
Dribble all the way around the floor and then look to shoot it.
That was a case of two wrongs really making a right.
Two wrongs making a right there. That's absolutely true.
USD on a 13-2 run, and they're going to have another opportunity here after the turnover.
Yeah, here's Isaiah Wright. Okay, I'm going to dribble in. Do I see an opening? I might pass it. No, I don't think I will pass it. I think I'm just going to fade away and shoot it. You know, the one thing about the Toreros, and, you know, this has been a mainstay really throughout the year. In the last couple of games, they are defending extremely well.
Absolutely.
They're doing a terrific job of really, you know, stopping any action that Santa Clara wants to do.
Zeke Richards in the game for the first time. Wright missed that jumper. The rebound finally pulled down by Frankich. Now Woods. This is Justice. Justice trying to back Carter down. Carter did a good job just to body him up. Now 5 on the shot clock. And Woods, they got to switch. Drop it down this time for Frankich. Off balance, won't go, but a foul. Third foul on Pinheiro.
Yeah, interesting to see if Sam Scholl gets Pinheiro out of the game. You know, you got 13 minutes to go. I wouldn't be surprised. Probably thinking about it right now. You don't want to take him out, but you certainly don't, you know, want to put Pinheiro in any foul jeopardy.
Frankich gets the first.
Might be an opportunity for the Broncos. I don't know if they got that one down, maybe to extend, you know, to pick up. Broncos have to try to be a little bit disruptive because it seems like the Toreros starting the second half. I mean, they've come out and been very efficient at the offensive end.
Right, again, really being the quarterback of this team. Williams, good look for 3.
Yeah, great ball movement and a tremendous pass by Pinheiro.
19-point game, biggest lead of the game now for San Diego. They've come out really taking control here in the second half.
They have, and I really thought Santa Clara would come out and play, you know, pick up the pace and play good basketball, and they really didn't. You know, it's been the Toreros that have taken it at the offensive end. You know, watch this. Watch on the movement inside. You get it, you penetrate, you kick, you move, and you make the extra pass. And Williams, as we said, Williams is a very good perimeter player, but Pinheiro passed up a shot. Wright passed up a shot. He drew the defense, he kicked to the corner, they moved to the open player, and it's been a clinic in the second half for San Diego, and I got to say, at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, absolutely, at both ends of the floor. I thought they played very well defensively in the first half. Now they're playing well on both ends.
Well, you think back to, and Sammy talked about this, you think back to last night, and I thought the first half against Pacific was a very competitive game, but the second half, I thought the Toreros really put it in gear, and their defense really keyed their offense. So they, you know, they're on a roll defensively.
Well, you know, I like Sam Scholl was using the word with Sammy, identity, and that's starting to be this team's identity. Tough defense, very hard to score against. They take good shots. You know, and a lot of that has to do with senior leadership.
Yeah,
too.
senior guard, senior leadership, unselfish play.
That's a kick. Inadvertent kick, but a kick.
Got a little bit of a wet spot, so see if you can get somebody out there to kind of clean it up. Williams is saying, look, this is where I play from, is the top of the key. So
Yeah.
let's get that nice and clean and dry. Yeah, the other thing with the University of San Diego, health-wise, they really didn't have Wright and Olin Carter III together the whole year. You know, they're a different team when all their guys are healthy.
No, they're going to be a tough out in this tournament. Williams, long tray as time ran down on the shot clock. Frankich gets it for Santa Clara, and here's Edey. Edey's still not on the board. Justice from the corner. Zeke Richards comes up short. Frankich follows. It won't go. 3 tries, nothing goes.
Now you don't have to force it, obviously, with a big lead. Floresca plays that high post. He's got a great understanding of the game. And look at Pinheiro down here calling for the ball. Pinheiro wants it. He had his guy pinned. I'm a little surprised they didn't throw it down there. They may get a foul on the dribble.
I think they are, and I think Sam Scholl was reminding them that they had an open guy there. We'll take a timeout. 41-22 ball game. 11 minutes, 49 seconds remaining to be played. San Diego looking for all the world like they're going to move on. With 11:49 remaining, we talk about seniors, and I say it right. I think on both ends of the court is shown today.
Yeah, and you look at the Toreros. And, you know, Isaiah Wright has really had a nice game. You know, deflection, it goes out to him. He's got 9 points. He's got 6 assists. He's just a very good all-around player. And he's led this Torero team, and especially with the lead. The thing about it is they won't turn the ball over. They're not going to make mistakes. They will not beat themselves. And that's a nice line, you know, 9, 5, and 6 in really a low-scoring game.
I'll say. So the Toreros will have the ball and a big lead. I think where they've really shined is on the defense.
Oh, they've been tremendous defensively. I mean, this is a team that understands how to position. Their guards defend well on the outside, and they've really taken Edey out of the game, and that's a big factor because Santa Clara relies on his scoring.
So far, he's been bagel. Right again, that time got in traffic and did get bailed out with a foul call. Fifth foul on Caruso, so he is gone. I think Herb Sendick had no choice but to stay.
Yeah,
with
well,
it.
sure, you're down by this much. I mean, you can't. What are you saving them for? You got to find a way to get your best players on the floor and hopefully try to mount a comeback.
Caruso, as you said, another freshman, and Herb Sendick's had a lot of them. And before they're all done dancing at Santa Clara, I think it's going to be a very representative team.
It didn't show itself tonight, but Santa Clara does have, quite a few good young players. Caruso was one of them. He's had some big games for the Broncos, and I think he will have a nice career also. It's a learning curve on that first year. He'll be much more effective come next year.
I think that could be said about Wirtz, who's a sophomore, Edie, who's a freshman, Justice, who's a freshman, and even Frankich, who's a sophomore. And you got a little peek at Zeke Richards. He's 6'11", big body, athletic. Steep learning curve for him, too.
Yeah, and I think, he's got to work offensively with his back to the basket, but, he's a hard worker.
This is Martin in the corner. And the miss from Frankich.
Well, Frankich just missed shots I haven't seen miss the whole year. I mean, actually, Martin did a good job to set him up to draw the defense, and Frankich is a guy that normally can make that shot, but not tonight.
Don't you think San Diego just kind of takes you out of a rhythm?
Yeah, they do. They take you out of rhythm, and, they utilize the shot. That's a nice play there by Wright.
I'll say it was.
How about Wright? Did you see him kind of knife through the defense there? And then, calmly just put it to Pinheiro.
Jaderson with his back to the basket, as we said, he's a face-up player. And you can see why we say that.
Now, there's a good illustration of position defense, which the Toreros do well, and then they beat you down the floor for a layup,
that?
and they don't foul. And then, not right now, you take a look at Isaiah Pinheiro, and he's just running the floor, scoring, but the defense has keyed the offense.
Yeah, I mean, this has been it's been a complete victory, total victory, even though there's still 10 minutes and 13 seconds to play.
Well, here's the Isaiah Wright. I'm going to penetrate all the way in and give it to Pinheiro. Isaiah to Isaiah on that one. And then again, Wright sees the floor. And the thing about Pinheiro, I mean, he's like a gazelle out there. He can get up and down in a hurry and beats everyone down the floor for an easy score. That does not happen very often to a Herb Sendick team where they beat you down for an uncontested layup.
There's a great trap. Now it's Frankich again, worked on by Pinheiro. Pinheiro did just enough.
And you notice how he backed off. He didn't want to foul in the act of shooting. So he said, if you're going to make a tough shot, you're going to make it, but I'm not going to help you.
Yeah, he's a heck of a college player, Pinheiro.
Broncos have been on 22.
Long time.
For a long, long time.
Pinheiro again.
Yeah, why not? Oh, he didn't get the roll. That was all the way down.
Sure was. I'm not sure how that missed.
Yeah, I didn't know how that came out.
Here's Richards.
I think that's an area he has to work at right there. See, that back to the basket play, maybe a little bit of a jump hook, something effective going to the middle. Masowski did a beautiful job of just holding position and then nowhere to go.
Sullivan on now for San Diego. Pinheiro again. This time he leaves for Sullivan. Now Pinheiro again. Fall away blocked.
Yeah, a little bit of a right back at you by Frankich. That was a nice defensive play. This has been the area of concern. Oh, finally something inside. See, Frankich can do that. He just hasn't done it tonight. I mean, he's very, very good with his back to the basket and also can shoot it from outside. Just hasn't happened.
First basket in a long time for Santa Clara. Sullivan rejected by Richards. Here's Edie. Little fall away, still can't get one. Pinheiro the rebound.
Every shot, and there haven't been many for Edie, but they've been under duress. They have not been open at all. Everyone's been contested.
How about Masalski? Put up a brick though, but Edie again.
Yeah, right in his pocket.
Yes,
though.
absolutely.
Came right at him.
Had a pretty good look that time.
Right.
He gets it down.
He can do that.
Yeah, he can.
I mean, we know that Taj Edie is, he's a guy that can make threes. He's been defended well. He just hadn't had many opportunities.
Well, as we said, the last time these two teams hooked up, he had 30. 46-27 ball game. 7 minutes, 38 seconds remaining to be played. Torero looking for all the world like they're going to move on here in the West Coast Conference tournament. We're coming back. .38 remaining to be played here. Winner of this gets BYU.
Yeah, they get BYU, who's been playing well. And of course, if you want to move a little step further, Gonzaga's kind of waiting in the wings.
Yeah, they are.
So
and I'm sure Sam Scholl's not really thinking about Gonzaga.
No, it's one game at a time. And obviously, the teams that played last night looks like they're going to, win twice.
Yeah.
So a little bit of momentum for Pepperdine and University of San Diego.
This is Williams, Martin right in his grill. Pinheiro tried to leave it to the cutting Floresca. And a turnover. There's Jaderson. Now Wirtz tried to put up a floater, and it floated right into the hands of Sullivan, who got it to Williams, and here come the Toreros again.
Yeah, and they're very content, are the Toreros, to just slow the tempo down, take the air out of the ball, just run your offense, utilize a little bit of clock.
Floresca. Martin with the rebound.
Yeah, I think Santa Clara, obviously you're down by a lot, but you got to pick the pace up. If you got a forced opportunity three, you got to take it.
Edie. Fall away, tough shot, he got it.
Yeah, and as you pointed out in their last only meeting, he did have 30. So, the guy is explosive.
Williams to Floresca. Floresca had it blocked.
Yeah, it might have been Jaderson from the backside. All right, I think you got a look quick shot here if you've got it.
Tolu Endoy in the ball game for the first time now for Santa Clara. And Jaderson goes to the basket and puts one in.
I like what Jaderson did because he's a very good three-point shooter. Now all of a sudden, you know, you come out and guard him and watch Jaderson put it on the deck. This is a nice move for a big man and makes that little floater. So that's a 9-0 run by the Broncos. Good job. Yeah, obviously their best offensive sequence of the game.
Absolutely. Now there's just under 6 minutes remaining. This is not unprecedented.
No, it's not unprecedented, but I mean, it would have to be a massive turnaround. And you just don't think that the Toreros are the type of team that's going to turn the ball over and beat themselves. You know, they're going to run their motion and get quality shots.
And there's a quality shot. Nice little fake with the ball also by Wright.
And I like what Wright did. You know, he's thinking, well, maybe I should pull the ball back out, but you know, let's just keep playing. You know, you've got the right guy with the ball there, and he made the play. Yeah, here, Isaiah Wright's had an unbelievable game. Well, that was a good fake.
Yeah,
he gave you.
Jaderson's still looking for the ball.
He's still looking for it. Where'd it go?
The Herb Sendek has a little quicker team out there now with Justice out there. Richards. And a steal by Frankich. And now Wirtz. And here's Eddie for three.
Yeah, Taj Edie he couldn't get it down.
Almost another turnover. It is another turnover. I think, no, they're going to say Torero ball. I don't know about that one. There's a look at it. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, on that look, it may have gone off right. You know, just on that second look. It's going to be a timeout. I think Sam Schultz is going to say, you know, okay, let's just calm down. They made a little bit of a run. I mean, we're up comfortably, but let's control the game and not make any major false moves.
So that's exactly what this timeout is. It's a full timeout. Take a look at our defensive plays of the game. Brought to you by Geico. 1 15-minute call can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. Not just one play. It's the way that San Diego's played the whole game.
You bet, Barry, because San Diego's really been a defensive wizards in there. And look at the way and I love the way they establish position. So our Geico defensive plays of the game, there's a lot of them. See, no foul. Again, that's Pasalski. Now watch, he'll do it again. And that time he holds position and he creates a turnover. So our Geico defensive plays of the game.
It's a jump ball call, and the possession arrow belongs to San Diego. Williams to inbound. Now Wright.
You got to take a chance. I like the trap. Go after him.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, go after him. Get on the deck.
Good.
See what happens.
Again.
No call. Shot clock.
6. Wright recognizes. Has an open tray and knocks it down.
Yeah. Wright's been spectacular, hasn't he? Oh, I like Isaiah Wright.
20-point lead now.
Right, he does it at both ends of the floor.
Frankich on the deck draws a foul. He'll go to the free throw line. 4:45 remaining.
Of course, with Santa Clara, now the mindset, let's get these free throws down. Let's extend full court. Let's look to trap and rotate.
Masalski will leave and Pinero will come back.
Yeah, don't forget Pinero had the 3 fouls, so they kind of take him in, take him out.
One shot. Come straight in here. Straight in here. One shot. We got one.
Well, the last time Santa Clara made free throws, it got into their press. They couldn't make a free throw, but they'll probably stay in it now and trap up, even on a miss.
Yeah, Pinheiro picked up the 4th ball.
Oh,
so
he did.
4.
Okay, that's why he was out for a long time. I knew he had 3, and he picked up his 4th. So he's playing with the 4 fouls.
Using the shot clock now. Floresca left it nicely for Wright.
Floresca is a beautiful passer. And Floresca sees the floor. This guy really understands how to play. And he's under control, and he's not looking to score, and he makes the simple pass. It's right again for a score. He's had a huge game.
There's Edey, and you can see now Carter defending Edey. It's been right most of the night. And he forces him into a tough shot. Richards is going to be waved off. That's no basket. So with 3:52 remaining to be played in the game and a 21-point lead for the Toreros, they just continue to do what they're doing. Very unselfish play. Another good example of it right here. Beautiful pass with the clock running down. 53-32 ball game. (53-32) ball game. 3:52 remaining, and San Diego very much in charge, and they have been most of the way.
Yeah, they have been, and they've really defended well and controlled. I think the second half has been all Toreros. I really thought the Broncos, they only had 16 points at the end of the first half, did Santa Clara, and I just didn't think they would put two halves together like that, and they have, quite frankly.
Yeah.
But let's face it, it's been the Torero defense that's caused it, and this is a veteran, solid, excellent University of San Diego team. And, we talk about teams being dangerous. This is a club that's got some rhythm now, and they don't beat themselves. They really don't. They've got tremendous guard play.
No, that's exactly right, and that's been the difference here. And
look at this.
Right, just caught everybody napping.
Yeah, how do you like it? And I think Pinheiro's got a football for the future.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, maybe as a quarterback.
He just got to rifle that one the length of the court. I love that play.
It's just a hustle play, and they've been doing it the whole game. Toreros by 23. Justice has to take a long three and knocks it down. Justice got the one black shoe and the one white shoe. I bet he's got another pair at home just like that.
All right, here's the trap and the press, and boy, they give Pinheiro. It's almost like Pinheiro can play all over the floor. He can play center, he can play guard. Well, here's a steal. You gonna stop and shoot a three? No, he's gonna take it all the way in. Okay, Nick, get right back in the press and look to trap up.
Pinheiro, to his credit, too, did not challenge that shot, knowing he's got 4 fouls. Here's Williams.
Obviously, the Toreros, sitting on an 18-point lead, they're fine with using the whole clock. I mean, even if they don't get a great shot off, it doesn't matter.
Right, a long trade. Perfect.
How good is this guy, Isaiah Wright? I mean, you can't play much better than he's played tonight.
Absolutely. He's got 21 points, and when you talk about his game, you probably would tend to talk about his defense before you would his offense.
And good to see Tajidi coming to life a little bit in the second half.
He's going to be a problem for a lot of teams looking down the road.
Yeah, Taj was a transfer from Southeast Missouri. And, I mean, he's been a real find for this Santa Clara team. Had to sit out last year.
Carter all the way to the basket with a finger roll. Herb Sendek just kind of threw his hands up in the air. Well, what are you going to do?
No, not much you can do at this point. Play out the game. Let's keep playing hard, and then hopefully you have a good summer.
One thing Santa Clara has to play for, 44 points is the least scored in any West Coast Conference tournament game in history. So the Broncos will need 4 to tie.
And quite frankly, they've had to put a little bit of a spurt on in the last 4 or 5 minutes just to get the 40.
Now we're getting a correction at 41 was the lowest total, so the Broncos will need only 1 basket. And Herb Sendek can only be, he's got to be happy with his team's performance this year. Big turnaround from last year, and a team that's future is all out in front.
Yeah, and I feel the same way you do. I think that the future is really bright at Santa Clara with that young backcourt. And, they've got Caruso and Frankic. Those 2 guys are really good. So they got DJ Mitchell, by the way, who played at Wake Forest. He's a transfer that will be eligible next year. So there's no doubt in my mind that Santa Clara will be formidable. Justice, by the way, is a good freshman. So they've got a lot of good young players.
And a good coach.
Yeah, and he's an excellent coach. Won every place he's been.
So Wright gets 2 more, and then he will come out of the lineup as Sam Scholl will empty his bench. Let guys who don't get a lot of minutes have at least the last minute on the floor of a tournament game.
Yeah, congratulations to Isaiah Wright. I mean, wasn't he spectacular. Tonight? And you could say the same thing about Pinheiro. Wright made the big shots, but Pinheiro's all over the floor. So those 2 players really solidified the win for the Toreros.
So this is Stringer now. Calcaterra is swatted away by Stevens, but Toreros maintain possession. 32.7 seconds left. 13 on the shot clock. Inbounds pass and a miss that time from Devin Moss. At the other end, a miss from Trey Wirtz. And that should do it. They're not going to have to shoot again.
Not going to have to shoot. So congratulations to USD. I mean, they come here to Las Vegas and they get a couple of wins.
Justice.
Yeah, Justice going to go ahead and.
Yes, is that poetic, Justice?
Yeah, it is poetic. Let's make the last score of the game, and I'm sure the Toreros will just hold the ball. So 2 straight wins. Actually, it's happened in both games. Pepperdine 2 straight wins.
Yep.
USD 2 straight wins. So Sam Scholl's got to be really proud of his defense because that won the game for him.
Absolutely. I mean, they went on and just took the game away. They never let Santa Clara in a game, not for a minute. Let's take a moment now to look at tonight's clutch performer. He is presented by Nike, and I don't think there's much doubt as to who the clutch performer might be, and here he is right here.
Yeah, Isaiah Wright, our Nike clutch performer of the game, and I thought he had a solid first half, but he was brilliant in the second half, and he made all the plays. Penetration, kick it to Pinheiro, good. Shot clock running down, take a nice look at it from deep, make a 3. So Isaiah Wright, sensational. You take a look at the brackets. Pepperdine will play the University of San Francisco. BYU plays San Diego. And we said the 2 teams look way to the left of the bracket that played in the first round, one in the second round, got a little momentum going to the third. Now, it's hard playing 3 straight days, But why not? You're young, you're 20 years old, getting rhythm, anything can happen.
Absolutely, adrenaline will get it going. I don't think there's any question about it. So a big win here for the Toreros, and a win in which there was really not much doubt almost from the get-go. 62-45. The Broncos did shoot it very well, but the bottom line is the Toreros defended them extremely well. Well, that is a wrap for us. For my partners Dan Belwamini and Sammy O'Brien, I'm Barry Tompkins. So long, everybody.